Yo, what is going on guys? SpaceKong here. So today we have a special video on showing you how to get 6.6k Magicka recovery, and that's without vampirism. So if you wanted to get vampirism, you could probably crank it up to, I don't know, 6.8 to 7k roughly. I don't know, roughly around that sort of number. So anyway, without further ado, I'll show you the stats. So these are my unbuffed stats, sitting at 5.8k, nearly 5.9k if you want to round it up. And then a quick buff, 6.6k, essentially give or take 3 points. Okay, it's 6.597, but yeah, it's essentially 6.6k if you don't really care about the 3 extra points if you're going to be picky, but I'm sure you don't really care. But you could get it even higher than that if you wanted to get vampirism and max it out, because you get an extra 10% Magicka recovery. Okay, so let's have a look at the gear. So I'm running 3 transmutation jewellery. I'm not going for the 5-piece set, I'm only going for the 3-piece, just for the Magicka recovery. And of course I have a Magicka recovery glyph. But the glyph's only purple, so if you wanted to put a gold glyph on there, then you'd have even more Magicka recovery. So for the armour, I have the Seducer, 5 out of 5. I mean, if you wanted, you could go 4 out of 5, but I couldn't find any other sets. So far when I recorded this video, there was no sets that would give me any more Magicka recovery. So yeah, I thought I might as well fit in a 5th piece with this. Next up, we have 2 Gossamer pieces, which give Magicka recovery for the 2-set piece bonus, which is fine, and you get these from the Cradle of Shadows, so it's not that difficult. I mean, you can farm these on normal if you wanted to do Cradle of Shadows on normal, which then you could upgrade the pieces yourself, so that's not too bad. But yeah, Seducer 5 out of 5 as well, so that's good. In case you're wondering how to get Seducer, it's a crafted set. I believe you only need 5 traits to make it, so it's not that difficult to make either. One thing I should mention is that this isn't a build video where you can go to PvP or do dungeons with it. This is solely just to show off to your friends, to see how much Magicka you can get, Magicka recovery you can get. You know, if you want to do anything else with it, it's kind of a bit useless. So for the shoulders, we have the Chokethorn epaulets, which have to be in light armor to get the light armor passive buff, which gives you more Magicka recovery. In fact, all the armor I'm wearing is light because we want the most Magicka recovery, so it makes sense to go with all light armor. And so just to be clear, I'm only using a 1 piece of the Chokethorn set, so I'm using an offset when it comes to the monster head and shoulders, just because both the sets have Magicka recovery for the first slot, but there is no second slots that have a Magicka recovery buff. It doesn't really matter what enchantments you have for your armor pieces, because you don't actually have a Magicka recovery piece, except for jewelry. So yeah, you can have any enchantment on your armor. And for the headpiece, we have Shadowren's Guise in light armor. I mean, ideally, yeah, Divines would be the best trait to have for any armor piece, because it would give you obviously a Magicka recovery when we get to the boon. But of course, this gives you more Magicka recovery for the 1 piece. I mean, you can have that as head or shoulders, and same with the Chokethorn, as long as you have 1 of each. So for the sword and shield, we have Seducers again. So it's just so we have the 5 out of 5, and the reason why we have 2 weapons, well, 1 weapon and a shield, which counts as 2 different separate pieces, is solely for the extra Magicka recovery. As for consumables, anything that gives you Magicka recovery would be ideal. For the Munda Stone, we're using the Atronach, which gives you Magicka recovery, hence why we ideally want to have Divine armor if you can. Okay, so onto skills. We use Siege Shield, Purge, Stalwart Guard, Revealing Flare, and Radiant Aura. And then for the ultimate, we have Reviving Barrier. It doesn't matter the level of these skills, as long as it's equipped to your bar, then that's fine. Now the reason why we have Radiant Aura equipped to our main bar is purely because just for having it slotted we gain an extra 10% health, stamina and Magicka recovery, which we only need the Magicka recovery for. And when you activate the skill, you also gain 20% health, Magicka and stamina recovery. So you get your minor and your major, and they both stack together, so you're getting an extra 30% Magicka recovery out of that. But say if you don't want to use this skill and you want to get major Magicka recovery, then you can always use a trash potion for Magicka, which essentially gives you the same buff. You just won't have the minor, that's all. But you can always make up the extra 10% with vampirism. So if we have a look at the light armor passives, you can see where we get most of our Magicka recovery from. So here we are, recovery. Increase Magicka recovery by 4% per piece of light armor equipped, so we're up to 28%, which is the maximum. Onto the support skill line, you need the Magicka Aid. You need 2 points into this passive ability, which essentially gives you an extra 10% per skill slotted from the support skill line. So, if you have all your skills slotted, that leaves one space, which is what you're using your Radiant Aura for to get your major and minor. So, onto champion points. This one's going to be fairly obvious. We don't need any of these ones here, except for Arcanist, which gives you Magicka recovery by 25%. You're going to need 100 points into this, and that's the only tree in the whole champion point system that you need to max out. The rest don't really matter. And there you have it. So it's nice and easy to do. It's not going to be any good for dungeons, trials, definitely not trials, or anything essentially. Like PvP is definitely out of the question. You're literally, this build is only to show off to your friends. So if you know, you can say, oh look at me, I have 6.6k Magicka recovery. But the only thing is, you can get even more Magicka recovery if you were to max out all this gear to gold, and have gold glyphs, and be a vampire at the same time. Then you could probably kick it up to, I don't know, 6.8 to 7k Magicka recovery easily. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please leave a like and subscribe. And as always guys, have yourselves a great day. Peace!